Hi, I'm Patrick.
Hi, I'm Sim.
And we're...
Do we look at the camera? I feel this is the first time doing the camera.
Am I supposed to look at the camera?
Yeah, dude. Who looks where? And
This is a great opening to the podcast.
Wait.
And
edit it out.
I'm looking at the camera. Where are you looking?
I'll look at that camera.
And
when we're
Wizard Core. I looked at a non-existent camera. A duo of friends that like to talk about movies, video games, music, entertainment, and other plethora of other nerdy shit. Today we have a guest with us.
Yes.
Our friend, Crystal. Would you like to introduce yourself?
This is confusing here.
That would.
Okay, I'm Crystal Duron.
Now you talk to us, I guess.
Oh, what's your name?
I'm not gonna make it through this episode without coughing because whenever I laugh, so for context, I've been sick.
He dies every time he laughs. He's like,
I've been sick for the past 2 days and I feel fine except for having a cough, and laughing makes me cough like uncontrollably. So I'm sure I'm gonna be dead by the end of this podcast.
Yes. And welcome on to Wizard Core, Crystal. Hello.
So professional.
I know.
Welcome to Wizard Core.
Hi.
So what? I guess since we asked Steve this, what got you into storytelling, Crystal?
Okay, real genuine answer. Like I told you earlier.
Okay.
I
talk to us.
I was 17 and I stopped smoking pot and I couldn't sleep, and so I had to make stories up in my head to help me sleep.
Okay, that's cool.
And so it turned into dreams, and then I kept dreaming, and then I just wrote down all my dreams.
And did you? Oh, so you just wrote them down?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
What?
dude, my brain just.
I could tell it just
Yeah.
full on shut off.
Full on shut down. So you write them down, and then do you just come back to them? Do you put them all in a certain dream notebook, or do certain
I have
ideas get cut?
Well, I guess, I don't know. I have a whole stack of read books, journals, The Aesthetic. And I just been writing since 2013.
Yeah.
Has there been a theme, or are they all just weird, random?
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's probably fever dreams for people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're long and vivid. And then I wake up and I'm tired.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, because I know you've talked about you have sleeping problems in general, and is it? I feel like you've probably talked about this with us before off the podcast, but is it it stresses you out, the dreams, and it causes it to when you wake up you don't feel well rested, right?
Yep. It's pretty much I'm on adventures in reality, and then I'm on adventures when I'm sleeping. So it gets tiring sometimes.
And
so you wear yourself out when you're dreaming, and you wake up still exhausted.
It's definitely the ADHD, my brain's still going, even while I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to bring up real quick is part of the reason we're having you on as a guest today, and also why we haven't posted an episode to this podcast in absolutely forever, is because we all shot a short film.
We made a movie.
Yeah.
We made a short movie.
Yeah.
Did it.
And as of recording this, it's gotten technically 2 awards from film festivals.
Yeah.
They're honorable mention awards, so it's not winning an award.
Crystal won an honorable mention at the IndieX Film Festival, and then we got nominated for Best Horror Short there thus far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's what we wanted to come back to, is talk about, we made a movie, and our friend Crystal helped produce it, do the makeup and costumes and locations, and kind of just helped us do everything. So we just wanted to talk to you about the process, and how'd you feel about the process of going along with us and making the movie.
The more that we would meet with each other, the more excited I got about it, and I was trying to see if you guys were really down.
To actually
actually serious about it.
Yeah, be serious. And
yeah, because I contacted, because you and I knew each other I would say frankly barely before this, and Sim and I were talking about people in general that we thought that like we knew that like could maybe help. And I was like, I know this like from my ex-wife's hairdresser. She was like super into like art and whatnot, and maybe she'd be a good like contact or resource and see if she's interested in whatnot. So I hit you up on Instagram and was just like, hey, I know we haven't like talked in a while, but my friend and I are we're wanting to do a short film. Would you be interested? Basically. And you said, yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, what a
brother.
wild text.
Yeah, I know,
To
just
just
like
be
out of the
like-
blue, just like, hey, I'm
like,
this random guy you
hey.
met like a year ago. Do you want to like be a part of this thing?
Yeah, but you had made a promo for the salon.
Yeah.
So I got to see, I guess, a snippet of your talents. And then the more we were talking to each other, I was like, okay, this is getting serious. Like the Zoom stuff and all that.
Mhm.
And then when I showed up and everything just laid out and people were like ready to go, it pumped me up. So I was like, yes.
Yeah, so we shot like I guess we have the trailer on the channel, but we shot a horror short
Mm-hmm.
called Party Monster, and I guess I don't want to talk too much about it here. But the first shooting day we had, the first day, is that, if I'm correct, that's the first day we all met, right? Like, that's the first day
That's
I
the
met
first day,
you,
like all the cast and crew all met one
was
another,
on the
like
first
at
day of
once.
shooting, right?
Because like you and I had met everybody individually, really about everything, but that was the first day that like everybody was in one place and was actually working with one another.
Was it a Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was like a
'Cause
Thursday,
it's
Friday,
Thursday-
Saturday, and then
Okay.
like a week or so later, we shot like one more.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I, Sim, we shot
No,
some
it
extra
was-
stuff like
It was
in
originally
between.
3 days with an extra day to shoot at the bar, and then it turned into like a 6-day shoot in
Mhm.
total.
Oh, because I needed to leave and I didn't want to rush the makeup.
Yeah, the first night 'cause
Yeah.
we went over, which
And that was a good decision, especially in retrospect.
Yeah.
Honestly. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that was part of like the learning curve. I think the biggest thing with this project, at least, was
Mm-hmm.
was
I
like
felt it and I was like, okay, trust your gut.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
guys know.
I was just saying the biggest like learning curve I think was like scheduling.
Oh yeah, scheduling, especially like the second day, because the second day was we finished the stuff like
Mhm.
with the makeup, and then we had to, you, Crystal, had to like rip the makeup off of Rebecca's face, and then you and I, Sim, and like the rest of the crew, and you too, Crystal.
Had to
Everybody,
run-
like you basically you ripped the makeup off
run
of
to the
Rebecca's face, and
second
then we all had to,
location.
while you were doing that, like everybody was like packing all the
It was
shit
kind
up.
of
Yeah.
painful
It was
for her too.
Yeah.
I felt
And then
bad.
and then we moved over to my aunt and uncle's place where we shot a large amount of the short film, and that was just like a whole thing. Honestly, when that particular portion of like the night occurred, it was just like, oh shit, got to get like everything over there and like now, because we need to try and get as much as possible tonight, because people only have so much time
Yeah.
that like
time.
we've all allotted to this.
Mm-hmm.
And we got like a lot done, but we didn't get as much done like as we wanted to.
It would always
of
spill
that.
over
Yeah.
into the next day.
Yeah, because it took. Yeah, I agree with you on the scheduling thing, because a lot of it was like, it just took longer to do everything than I think we had expected
Mhm.
to, and it's not because we haven't done, because we've shot short
I
films
feel
and
like
whatnot before.
it
but-
was more like y'all were warming up.
Yeah.
You know, that's all
Yeah.
it was. It was like you're warming up, you're getting into it. You shot things multiple times.
Mhm.
It's just more the setup too.
Yeah.
But it worked when I said 2 to 2:30 to be here at 3.
Yeah.
Kinda thing.
We always plan like an hour
Mm-hmm.
before. But a big thing you did was work on the like makeup,
Mhm.
and which I don't know how much to talk about here.
I mean,
about
we can
that.
talk about the.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not.
it
so,
was really
I
good
think it's not so
makeup.
much about the.
But it
We can
was
talk about
more,
the process,
I was
but
more,
Yeah.
the reason we can't talk
I
about
was
the
more
story.
wondering what got you into like kind of makeup effects like that, like movie makeup sort of stuff.
I guess it goes hand in hand with the horror art that I do all the time.
Mhm.
So like doing makeup and special effects makeup has definitely been an interest for a while. And it's like you're painting a picture too, because the foam prosthetic you got for me, it was just blank, and I don't know if y'all knew that you had to paint it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I just got to work on like your shirt and the foam prosthetic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I remember when he showed me the face prosthetic that's on Rebecca. That was one thought I had was like, oh, Crystal's gonna need to like you said, she's gonna have to like paint this, like make it like blend it into her, like because it was literally like almost like white. It was just like that the natural color of the material that the prosthetic is made of. But I mean, there's a reason, quite frankly, why like this short has been nominated for the makeup is because there isn't actually like a ton of, when it comes to like FX makeup, there isn't like a ton of it in the movie, but it's at a very specific key moment in the movie, and it needed to look really good, and you did like a fantastic job, especially to be honest with how little time both you and Rebecca had, because Rebecca also had to put in these fake teeth things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was also kind of like
With like wax molding.
Yeah, she had to like,
which I had no fucking clue about. You guys figured that one
Yeah.
out, you and Rebecca.
yeah, because she had to put in these fake teeth, and she really couldn't like talk properly at all when she had them in.
I had to put makeup on her tongue too because it looked too fake.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did that, it like looked crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I feel like I remember when she walked in after y'all, because while y'all were doing that, like Sim and I, well, you were also for that particular portion because you were also working on the broken nose on yourself.
I already
right?
had the broken nose. I put the broken nose on myself before that.
Yeah.
And I barely touched. I put like a little bit maybe of makeup.
Yes, I did the broken nose before that because it was like a weird kind of setup for the shot sequencing, which was like I looked a certain way, weird. She looked a certain way, and then we both looked a certain way, and then how we had to shot, we had to stop, go do makeup, come back, continue it, stop, go do makeup, come back, continue.
My favorite was the blood, sweat, and tears. You're just like, go! And then just put it on you really quick.
Yeah.
And then you just look all scared.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because... So one thing we haven't talked about is that, and one thing I was going to say is we can't really talk about the plot or the story because it's in the short film's currently being run through festival circuits. We can't really talk about that, but we can definitely talk about, which we have been, like the process of everything. But
we can do what we want. We'll
yeah,
talk about it, just burn down everything afterwards.
Yeah,
exactly.
But so Sim acted.
Yeah,
you're really the main character.
Just to like
of
break
the movie.
it. No, I think Rebecca is the main character. To
well,
me,
you both are kind of the main characters.
It kind of switches.
Yeah.
Anyway, to just kind of like break it down real quick. I don't know how much I kind of like.
You can break down like the synopsis.
No, I mean, yeah. So we made a movie. I wrote it as a way to kind of shake off some rust to like get back into filmmaking with you. Mm-hmm. And then we directed. We got like the little group of people, and obviously you took a big like head like leadership position, being kind of like, you took on a little bit more. I think that helped out a lot because we kind of went
well because
underwater a couple times and you like picked up certain paces.
Because and part of the reason why was because like for one, like you were acting in it, so you would have to be doing the scenes, and there were a lot of moments where you had to get very physical with your performance. So that obviously was like you had to focus on that, and that was very draining. And on my end, I don't know what the hell was happening during like that like month-long period, but I was dealing with sciatic nerve pain in my back that would run down my leg.
It was all Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, we're all fucked up. We're sitting here all like Sleepy Time podcast, just like, my back, my knees.
Yeah.
That's how we talked on the set the whole fucking time.
Yeah, my back was hurting.
My knees.
I was having trouble.
It's cold.
It's cold.
I was having trouble walking certain, like the first 2 nights in particular. I was having like and I felt really bad too because like I needed to like perform.
Dude, that was...
But it just was bad. Like it was literally like...
I picked up on that and I was trying to help out.
I was like, I literally like can almost not walk, like on my left
I just
leg.
kept saying, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, but there's
Are
like
you okay?
Kyle. Kyle said he woke up in his like knee because he's sitting there
Yeah.
with the camera. He's switching between like audio and camera, and then like doing all the extra like gaffer work.
Yeah, there was
And he
some.
said his knees like locked out the next morning when he tried
Yeah.
to get up, and he was like in pain because we were just shooting for so long, and he was just standing there.
Yeah, I feel like a really big thing that we learned that occurred.
Shit sucks. It's painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that was really awesome is that, which wasn't by design really, it was just all the people that Sim and I like selected, for lack of a better term, to like that we thought would be good to like work on this project. We all wound up getting along really
Selected
well.
is a very
Yeah.
loose term.
Yeah, it was more
Who we could trick.
Who we could.
I know.
Yeah,
into
exactly.
coming on board of the short film.
Yeah,
Be like, hey, we're making a movie.
yeah.
We were crawling through the woods, and I forgot
Yeah.
that there could be like deer ticks.
Not
Oh,
up,
no.
not up there.
Okay,
No.
thankful.
No, I don't
for
think
that.
we were shooting, right?
No, not at all. No.
We were just like crawling through the thicket.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. No, not. There hasn't been any issues with on my aunt and uncle's land. No.
I
There's-
think one thing that really helped with making this movie too was the fact that you guys would like be thinking and like looking at the shot, and you have your way in mind, and you do it, and then you're still thinking about it. And I was always that person that was like, how about I try this, or just try it, instead of wasting time like overthinking. I was like, keep rolling, try it, don't like it, edit it out.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, because speaking on that, which is also something Sim brought up a second ago, was that so from regards to like assistant directors, so Lo like initially was like the designated, like she was like the assistant director,
Yeah.
and then you and Lo, like when you got on set, like you were really helping like in that role as well, which is why in the short film like there's listed like Lo as the first assistant director and you as the second assistant director, and that was really nice honestly because you two did a really good job of like keeping track of like what was going on, because like we already established, Sim was having to like act and like perform alongside Rebecca, and I was also having to like, I didn't exclusively camera operate the whole time, but I was having to like camera operate for a good amount of the short film alongside Steve and Kyle, on top of my back like killing me.
You couldn't
And it was
even
like,
bend down, right?
no, yeah, I literally,
bad.
I couldn't. Some nights I literally couldn't. So like you having, really for both of us, like having you and Lo like tag teaming, so that we could like not use as much brain power. Quite frankly, was very nice.
Mhm.
Speaking of Kyle, Kyle was like, my God, Kyle. I mean, he was initially just supposed to be like the boom operator, and he like upgraded immediately to being
Yeah.
like camera
I mean,
operator, and he did like a great
I
job
think
with all
everybody
that.
took on multiple hats.
Oh,
or
yeah.
At least upgraded. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
but that was like the whole thing is
It was
everybody kind of
a
like
whole
stepped
puzzle,
up. and
and
did
all the
it.
pieces came
Yeah.
together.
But
Oh,
it was
yeah.
nice. They did it like on their own. It wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
it's not like it wasn't intentional. It just kind of naturally
everybody
happened.
was super like gelled and
Yeah.
vibed out
I was trying to see who the mean director was.
between me and
Between
Patrick.
yeah. And what's the
And
answer,
yeah,
Crystal?
what'd you suss out?
It doesn't. I can't answer that correctly because you were acting, and then he was probably grumpy because his back. That was it. But you weren't grumpy. You weren't feeling good.
You answered that question like you had a gun to your head.
Oh, I was just thinking. I don't know. I'm kind of sleepy.
It's just like I can't. I'm not
I
privy.
can't answer that question.
I am not
brought it up,
privy.
but I can't answer that question.
I am not privy to this information currently at this
I need
time.
my lawyer.
I was not
I need my
in
lawyer.
nor around the area informed to me.
Yeah.
Lawyer up.
It was you. No, just kidding.
On this shoot, maybe, frankly, because oh God. No, I mean,
No, it was a fun experience. Y'all were great.
yeah, I had a really. Besides, I honestly, it was a very good time. It was stressful, obviously, for everybody, really, because we were really like time crunched. At the end of the day, it was time crunch. I feel like the best day of shooting for me really was the 4th day when we had everybody back at my aunt and uncle's land and shot the
that was fun.
the
stuff in the forest,
stuff in the forest and like
the day for night stuff,
and like the walking sequence and everything with you and Rebecca.
Oh yeah,
I felt
yeah.
that day. It's not that the other days I didn't enjoy them, but like that day was like the most. Ironically, it's probably because my back wasn't hurting as much that day. Because that day I actually like was camera operating like legitimately, like my back wasn't hurting.
You okay?
Oh yeah, and that is when my cameo happens. Hey, you okay? Oh, I literally look like the meme of the chill guy. That's how I'm dressed in that freaking in the short. It's just permanently in there. But I really enjoyed that day a lot. I enjoyed all the days, but that day in particular, I don't know. It just felt like it was also like the last shoot day, I think. So like by that time,
That was the last for the like cabin stuff. We still had to go get the bar.
Oh, that's right. But I think it partially had just to do with the fact that like we had already like worked with everybody like multiple days at that point. So there was like a good like bless you. Bless you.
I got the sneezes.
Yeah. It was just I don't know, I just enjoyed like the vibe
What?
and everything that
Kick me again.
Did I kick you again?
When you sneeze, but it's okay.
I
How
feel
dare
like I
you.
can't be held accountable for my actions when sneezing.
And the spiders that were on set. I saved you.
You did. There were some wild spiders. I think
Where?
That was at the like bonfire area.
Oh yeah.
I think Kaylin saved Lo because there was one on her.
I missed all that, clearly. But I don't know, Crystal, what do you have to say about anything regarding any of this?
I'm glad I had the experience to do this and use it for my resume and do more.
Nice.
That's it. And I want to make more movies and I want to have more fun.
Well, we're going to, because we already like
We
are
have
planning
to.
a bunch of stuff, bigger things than just short films. But we're gonna see if that's gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. It was just a really good time, honestly, and I really enjoyed being around everybody. I feel like I'm talking kind of like RFK Jr. right now. Yes, the American healthcare system.
You were supposed to be the shy boy on the podcast.
I'm supposed to be the shy
Right,
boy
you
on the
said that,
podcast.
right?
When did I speak those words?
Yeah, no one said
Off
that.
camera. Well, your turn.
For what? I've been talking.
Talk about...
Yeah, you decide.
I don't know, writing stories together.
Oh,
We gotta do
with
that.
her little feet in the air,
I don't
with her
know.
little phone, be like, yeah. What do we want to write next? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to write next?
Exactly.
That's what I imagine.
Well, I mean, to literally.
That's literally how we write too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
just keep that
I
in mind.
believe it.
Mm-hmm. That's how me and Patrick write. We do a collective phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And then we giggle in bed with hot cocoa until we over the phone, obviously, not in the same bed. Sometimes in the same bed, who knows?
Oh my God.
What? I keep kicking you.
Big gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we, I don't know, write something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The writing process in general between Sim and I feel like Sim is like a perpetual like movie plot generator, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
the writing
literally.
process literally consists of me texting Patrick to shut the fuck up and listen to me for
Yeah.
like 2 seconds.
And then I come in after like listening to all of it and just say what I do and don't like, and then maybe add some ideas based on what he's talked about.
And I say, fuck you, I'm gonna write it anyways.
I think I did that on Party Monster, right?
Yeah,
Changed a few words.
I mean, I guess.
Like we did that, is what you're saying?
No, you like let me. You were like, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Let's try that.
we're not like There may be like specific lines in any script where we're like we want them said.
Yeah, you
like
can
these,
always change around small things.
but I don't know. We're not like tied to like it needs to be like this dialogue.
Script Nazis.
Yeah, if it works better to do it in a different way, to be honest, because
So it could feel more genuine.
yeah, because there. I remember what was it? It was during like the interrogation scene between Sim and Rebecca, right? Was when there was like a specific. I don't. Was that what you were referring to? Because there was a couple times that happened, but
Changing. I'm gonna use the little girl's room or something like that.
to the powder room.
Oh, the change of the
yeah,
lines.
that worked
yeah.
better.
Yeah. And then the crazy bitch one.
Oh yeah, the way you were saying "bitch" was like.
Said, bitch.
Yeah.
Biatch.
And like I didn't know how to like
Bitch.
I heard it, but I like was having trouble describing what you were saying.
Yeah.
And Steve chimes in, he's like, "Hey, remember this? Like you're
Yeah.
saying it like that," and you were like, "Oh, okay."
And then you changed.
yeah. And then you
Mhm.
changed it and it was like perfect. But I was just like, you're saying you would say bitch like bitch instead of like instead of like
Too much
bitch.
chewed.
You know,
Yeah, it was-
I have to throw it out there, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta
It's
throw it
probably
out
really
there.
weird, like calling her that to her face too, right? In the moment.
Absolutely not. No.
You were ready to
Nope.
call anybody a bitch.
Yep.
Crazy bitch.
100%.
I feel like Rebecca's the kind of person that like if you actually
buck
said that to her,
cherry.
she would just like laugh, honestly.
What?
Yeah.
Rebecca.
Oh.
There was a lot of times on set I was like trying to hold in a laugh.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
want to ruin it.
I think
was just
everybody
like-
was constantly.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
look in between takes and everybody, at least
could
one
hear
person would be
everyone all-
trying to like smile.
Yeah.
Especially Steve, that motherfucker.
Well, there was one time I remember I specifically laughed and I like really had to hold it in was when Fernando and Carlo did their little like
Oh, they're
tussle.
saying,
Mm.
and it was so we only did that take once and it was perfect. But like they were doing it and they did it immediately so well that it was hilarious.
Oh,
But I like really didn't want to laugh because it would like ruin the take. So I had to like I waited until like the last second.
stifled laughter.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that.
Did
so,
you just Netflix subtitle it?
No, maybe.
Did you just-
I asked Fernando, "How are you gonna go about the fight?" I wanted to know if you needed any help, like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I was thinking of going in and choking him," and I was like, "Oh, don't do that." I told him, "Don't do that." But he did great. The pushing was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
He was going to murder him.
and like tonally, like the way they like tussled was great because it's
They
supposed to
just
be
had to
funny.
like big dog each other,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, like the whole point of that happening was like it was supposed to be funny,
Yeah.
and it was, which was
Yeah.
perfect.
What's also funny to me is they were both like big dudes too.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the middle of that.
Oh yeah, no.
That's like putting two pit bulls and you're just like, I don't want to put my
Well,
hand in that.
Well, I was like right
I'd
there
rather not.
with like the camera
Yeah.
angle that's
That
in the
character
movie.
wasn't even like designed or casted yet.
Yeah.
I just asked my
Well, yeah,
friend
neither
and-
one of those. I think only the second bully had any lines, and then the first
Yeah.
bully was just kind of there. And
Yeah.
then Fernando added in some stuff, and now I can't watch it without some of the dubbed in lines are pretty funny, pretty good.
Yep.
It adds.
It adds.
It adds.
It doesn't
man.
subtract.
It does not subtract. This is positive.
That guy's
math.
legit too because I had just did a modeling gig with him 2 days before that or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you want to be in my movie?"
Do you
And
want?
he said yes.
you're right. Do
And
you
then he
want?
actually showed up.
Do you want to be?
Do you want to be in
Do you
this,
want to be in
little
my movie?
Do you want
Exactly.
to be in my movie?
Yeah,
Would you care to go on this adventure with me?
Yeah.
That reminds me of that pigeon. How you like me now?
How do you like the heavy?
How do you like me now? I don't know. It was just like the scene in this pigeon movie, a pigeon toady or something like that.
Is it the War Pigeon
Oh,
movie?
No, it's
I
a
know what you're
storks.
talking
It's
about.
storks, right?
Yeah.
Storks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The 3D animated movie.
What's storks?
It's a 3D animated movie. I don't know what this. I've never seen it, but I know you're talking. It took me a
That's it.
second, but it's in like the trailers and everything. It's like a pigeon. It's like "Oh, you like me now?" And he's like,
Why is
he's
there a
like,
pigeon in a movie called Storks?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're describing pigeon activity?
You have to see the movie.
I have to see a
Yeah.
movie called Storks to find out about
Yes.
pigeons.
And I think there's storks too. I'm not sure. I haven't
Maybe.
seen that one.
Hmm.
Are you gonna hear this? Catch my stomach growling. All hungry.
Maybe I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
I mean, you just ate a piece of pretzel earlier.
Just revealing my
That's it.
diet to the
Yeah.
entire world. I eat pretzels
Pretzels.
And coffee.
and coffee.
Yeah, of course.
Like a real German.
You're Romanian.
I know. That's a lie. Anyways. You like a lot of weird movies.
Yes, I do.
What's a movie here? I was like, this is a loaded question. What's a movie that you like that everybody else hates, and what's a movie that you hate that everybody else loves?
A movie that I love that everyone hates. Probably Kung Pao.
I feel like that movie gets a lot of love though. Most of the people I know love that movie.
Probably people that are on the spectrum or
Yeah, that sounds
Have
like most of the
ADHD.
people that I turn to you like you're gonna help me out of this one, but that's
Yes.
not gonna.
No, we're going down. We're
yeah,
going in.
we're going down with the ship on that one. It's because of the French aliens.
Wait, is Kung Pao like what's the other like subtitle in it? The movie.
Enter the Fist.
Yeah, Enter the Fist.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Cape Fear was really good. That scared me.
I feel like that has a positive. Maybe not Martin's like.
No, it gets crazy. Damn,
Like-
you came my stomach got crazy too. I'm hungry. Send food.
Hey, audio Patrick, tell me how this sounds. Does that sound like a stomach? Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Thanks.
I'll pop in really quick
Yeah. Tell me.
and just be like,
email you.
I'll literally just be like, yes, no.
You know
What was the other question?
what?
I forgot. The other question.
What's a movie that you like that most people?
No,
No,
I
it's
think
the
that's
inverse.
what
That was the first
inverse.
one.
Inverse.
What's a movie you don't
you
like that most people do like?
that love? What do people?
I told you guys, I think Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, you did tell us that.
I like that movie, but I can see why you like people wouldn't.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I think me and you had the discussion, or was it the same discussion where I talked about like I can see, like a lot of John Hughes movies people have problems with nowadays. I can definitely see.
well, yeah,
why.
I mean, there's like, I mean,
Like you could probably pick out like one or two things in every single one of them. You're like,
Yeah.
probably not the best.
Mm-hmm.
because I think 16 Candles is hilarious, minus what we've talked about with there's literal like date rape in it.
There's literal date rape in 16 Candles.
Yeah. What?
Isn't that in the Heathers too?
I haven't seen that movie
She's like
actually.
underage and like.
Yeah, with
with
Christian Slater, right?
And was it Paul Rudd? He was in that movie too. And
No, that's Clueless.
oh, then that's
that's
the one
That's
that was
the
weird.
one, but that's like
yeah,
she's not underage. They're like step siblings.
that's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah,
No?
I think that's probably what started that whole like porn genre.
I would say
bet
step siblings isn't as bad as
I bet I
underage,
could
but
prove
they're still within like the
Clueless
no-go zone.
single-handedly started that genre of porn for sure.
What that movie started that?
Yeah, the stepbrother or step something,
Step porn.
step porn.
Oh my god.
What?
In the edit, I'm gonna have to like whenever
Take that
we
out, please.
Yeah,
No.
well, when the edit,
No, this
whenever we
is
say
uncut.
whenever we say the word porn, I'm gonna have to like
Porn.
not like we're
Do
currently
the
not that we have
corn-
AdSense or anything like
Not
that
like we
currently,
get paid
but
for this anyways.
yeah, I know. But for like the future, if we do that way, we
This
can
is gonna
get
ruin us, this podcast,
No.
in the future. No, I'm just kidding.
the
Just all
the
goes
hosts
on.
of Wizard Core Concast.
We don't cut anything.
Porncast. As
Porn-
well.
Porncast. Yes.
We should. What the fuck did Steve say? Nazi nugs? Steve said some
Yeah,
wild
he said
shit.
the Nazi nugs.
Yeah.
We were talking about the
porn is not the
Wendy's
worst.
the Wendy's spicy nugs,
Spicy
and then
nugs.
You need to listen to it, Crystal. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, are you a fan of the podcast?
I forgot to watch the video you sent me.
Wow, big fan.
There we go.
I'll get around to it.
Already on the mainstream.
You know, a movie I like to show people that don't like horror movies is that Dead Alive movie.
Oh, the Peter Jackson one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Oh, I haven't seen the movie, but
that
I
movie's
know.
rad as hell.
That's the one with the lawnmower thing, right?
Yeah, and the monkey.
Yeah.
And the dead rat. The rat monkey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a go-to.
That
My
movie's
favorite.
rad.
No, I've seen stuff from it.
As
usual, I'm the clips.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the clips guy. I've seen clips.
I've seen clips. He's
it's
a
on
clips guy.
YouTube for free.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
that.
the ultimate clip. It's like the full movie.
It's the
It also has like the deleted scenes in it. Oh my god!
it's the ultimate clip. It's the whole movie.
Watch this clip. It's like an hour and a half long.
Bro, that's the best clip I've ever
He's
seen.
like, check this out. Check this out. check this clip out. Check this clip out.
Just like this the whole time.
And then
For the
it's a
whole
movie,
hour,
right?
90 minutes it's running.
Check this out. I was like, is this
Is this like a movie?
is
No,
this-
it's a clip.
is this Peter Jackson's Dead Alive? He's like, no, it's a clip. Dude, we're in an in and out.
In and out.
Dude, I don't have time to watch this right now. No, it's just a clip. Trust me, bro.
One.
Oh, yeah.
2 hours later. SpongeBob style.
2
Is that how
hours
Yeah.
you
later.
show? Is that how you show people? You're like, check this out. Check this clip.
No, I trick them into getting their hair done and I make them watch it. with
Oh
me.
yeah, I forget.
Oh,
you
yeah.
you like force people to watch movies when they come into your salon,
I don't force them.
or don't force people to watch movies.
I enjoy
It's okay,
it.
Crystal. You can admit that you force people to watch movies while you cut their hair.
Whenever a dumb movie comes on, I'm like, we're not watching this. I can't work. And so I change it. So I guess kind of a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I am forcing people.
What is your criteria for a dumb movie that you can't work to?
Say that again.
What's your criteria for a dumb movie that you can't work to? What's a movie you can't cut hair to?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just skip it real quick. There's like a robot one. It was animated. There was one that was singing too much.
Talking about the movie Robots.
I don't know. Robots is good. It's like a low budget robots.
It's a different fucking robot movie, Patrick.
Leave that robot movie alone.
Of course, I come in with the autism. The movie Robots?
Robots?
What is it about?
Is it like CG animated or is it like stop motion?
Yeah, CG.
Robots.
robots?
It's like,
With Robin Williams and, the fuck is his name? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Ian McGregor?
Yeah, McGregor. He's the blue robot. Robin Williams is the red robot.
Have you seen this movie?
I have seen robots,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You're both staring at me like I'm a species being
What's the
judged.
what's the slogan from that movie where they're like, you know what I'm talking about?
Why do I
Like,
feel like I'm being ganged up on right now? You're both just staring at me. Not anymore, but
No.
but continue what?
well, there's like a slogan from that movie that's like, that's in the movie where they're like, everybody can something.
Everything's awesome. That's Lego Movie.
It's like that, yeah.
I don't remember.
It's like from
For them to be happy or something like that, right?
something, yeah.
Everything is awesome.
Everything. I mean, I like that movie too.
Everything is happy. They just changed happy to awesome for Lego Movie. It's like, hey, this seems awfully familiar. Everything is happy.
Well, it's something like from Meet the Robinsons. I know from that one, it's like Keep Moving Forward is from Meet the Robinsons. It's something simple like that, but it's in robots. It's like everybody.
Meet the Robin, that animated movie with like the smart dinosaur.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and I absolutely hated that movie.
What is it
I
called?
like it.
Meet the Robinsons.
Oh.
He's like, what is he, like a child genius or something? And he finds
He's
out he's
a-
like related to a bunch of interesting people.
He He's
The
he's
Robinsons.
an orphan that is like a boy genius, like Jimmy Neutron,
Yeah.
but blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't get adopted because he's too quirky and weird with his genius invention things. Because one of the first scenes is there's like he makes like a PB&J gun that, but he's in like an interview thing with like potential parents, and they're like talking, and he's talking about his interests, and he makes like he's like, oh, I made like a PB&J gun, and like the second he says it, like the dad in particular is all weirded out, and he like it like malfunctions, and he accidentally shoots like the PB&J all over them, and the dad has like a peanut allergy, so he starts like swallowing and everything.
Oh my god.
And the wife character she, as they're leaving to like I forget what like her position is, but she's like the person that like helps run this like orphanarium. She's like, that boy will like never be adopted, kind of something like real fucked up like that. Anyways, the point is that he winds up. God, the more I talk about this, the more I'm just like, man, this movie's plot is
Yeah,
fucking
I had
weird.
like a joke, like a
You had
little
joke
bit
lined
ago.
up, and then I was like, here's the whole plot
A
of the
little
movie.
bit ago, but then you just kept going into like the rest of the plot, and I was like, oh, he's just gonna tell us the whole movie at
Yeah,
this
did you
point.
forget that this is the podcast, Sim? It's stuff like
Yeah,
this.
no, it's been a minute.
It's been like 3 months.
Now you explain a movie.
I like Dinner for Schmucks. That one's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I've
It's a
seen
good
that
one.
movie a couple times. It's funny. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's funny.
It's good.
Jeff Dunham's in that.
Oh yeah,
And he has like a completely original puppet that's like nowhere else.
Wow.
Nowhere else.
No, for real. He's
Well,
literally
I know,
this
he has like
such like a.
A limited edition?
Who has a limited edition
Yeah.
puppet? Nowhere else.
it's like his wife is like the puppet.
Oh yeah, that is his
yeah.
character, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that Paul Rudd and Steve Carell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he like fucks with mice.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Oh
Yes.
wow, yeah. I forgot this movie existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis thinks he can control people's
Oh,
man.
yeah.
This whole movie's
Wow.
coming back to me.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
need to
good movie.
rewatch this movie, honestly. Like, I
Yeah.
I literally forgot this movie
Yeah,
existed.
Dinner for Sure. I just remember it used to be on FX like all the fucking
Well, we
time.
like owned this movie in my household.
Oh, see,
like,
I just remember this movie being on FX like all the time.
It was
FX
just
has
the-
the movies.
The moral is like there's weird people out there, but you gotta accept them.
because isn't Steve Carell's character, because he's like making like the little mice dioramas.
Yeah.
Because didn't his like wife die or something like that,
No,
or
she
something?
just left him, I think.
Yeah. And he's like heartbroken and
He
just kind of
he
like,
makes the whole set of her like
Yeah.
leaving him.
yeah.
He was underneath the
Listen, she
bed
just
the whole
left
time.
him, Yeah.
hmm
No, she slept with somebody. And he
Yeah.
was under the bed.
Oh yeah, that's a whole plot
movie,
point.
Yeah.
That movie's crazy because the whole
The movie's
premise
wild.
of that movie is rich people are like, let's get some weirdos and invite them to dinner and make fun
Yeah,
of them.
and
That's the plot of that movie.
It's so wild.
It's a crazy movie. It's hilarious though.
I'd be down to go have dinner. Just for free
I'd
food.
go to one of those.
No, I would too,
I would
yeah.
be-
Weird
I'd
one?
like to be invited to one of those.
Yeah, I would too, honestly. As one of the weirdos.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
I need like a special skill though. I feel like those are like cool weirdos. I don't have, like, a
You just do
skill.
accents, different accents all
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
What if I told him I could do street magic?
street magic?
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean?
It's street magic.
Street magic.
Yeah.
Like some David Blaine shit?
It's like magic.
Okay.
I tell you guys that I was
But on the
a
streets.
magician's assistant one time.
No.
No, what?
Yeah, I quit that same day.
What?
No, my
This sounds like a story.
hold on. Okay, well, yeah, my boyfriend's father is a street magician, and he would go and perform at La Viejita and at Market Square, and so he trained. We did a whole thing, you know, the routine, and all I had to do was right when this box like closed or something like that, it would pop a balloon and then a dove would fly out, and I had to catch it, but I didn't catch it, and so it fell on the floor, and then it was like hopping everywhere. So I looked like a little kid, you know, trying to get a ball, and everyone's laughing at me, and there was so many people because it was during Fiesta, and then even my boyfriend's dad was like, ha ha ha, and then I was like, I quit.
I'm sure that must have been very embarrassing for you, but that's hilarious to me.
I know.
Just like
I didn't like it.
Just the description of that is hilarious.
I hated it.
But I'm sure you did. I'm sure if I was in that situation, I would have hated that too. But just the fact that that's like a perfect like comedy scene in like a movie. Just like the way you describe that. Like, wait a minute. I have questions. So wait, why was the bird flopping on the ground?
They clip the wings so they don't fly away. So it was just hopping, you know.
Is he still a magician?
I don't know. We haven't talked to the
guy. Okay.
But, yeah, they did that. I didn't have to get cut in half though, so that was cool.
When was this?
I think I was 18.
Oh, okay.
Or 19. Yeah. I don't know.
What were some of the other? Was that the only trick that you guys had?
No, there was other things where I'm just like handing them things and stuff. But that's like core memory trauma that I just remember that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean to laugh at your pain, but I am laughing at your pain a little bit because I'm just not to be a dick. I'm just thinking about it and like from like an observer standpoint, it's funny. But I think about if it was me in that situation, I would just be like, oh fuck, this is so terrible.
I was wearing heels too.
Oh God.
And like a cute top. I was like pinup style kind of. Mm-hmm. And like it just felt like I don't know. But I was kind of shy. Not as shy as I am now, I guess. But before I wouldn't talk much. I'd be observing people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People watching. I still do people watching. I love that. Like when I get out of work and I go walking down the bars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's basically what I'm doing. Just watching people. Making characters.
Something I don't know if we've technically talked about it, but we didn't verbally state this. You own your own business and have been a hairdresser
for 15
years.
For
a long time.
Yeah.
Now.
15 years this month, January.
Your salon's pretty sick too, especially, I mean, it was sick before, but like you did like a whole paint rejob with like, because you did the art on the walls.
Basically do that every 6 months.
That's like very like around. Junji Ito, the one section of your
That's what I was inspired by.
Yeah, looks very like Junji Ito-esque.
He's probably one of my favorites, my favorite artists. And I mean, amongst a lot of other ones, but I was feeling his artwork would look cool because of all the different girls he draws.
With all the different like hair colors and styles and shit. Yeah,
so
it looks dope.
I want that, you know?
Yeah. I want the eyeball to pop out of my forehead.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
But
what you have?
The salon's been open for 10 years. Well, it's 10 and a half now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I want to make movies.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, hair on the side. That'd be cool.
Look, I remember my ex-wife was talking because she would get her hair by you. She would get her hair done, and she was talking to me about how you were. You've talked about how, like, I don't necessarily like using the word like you've described like, oh, I'm like set. That's not really the right way to put it, but like you like have like an income stream and whatnot from your business, and like it's still like good and everything, and like it's a healthy business. So like from like an income standpoint, you're like good and have been for a while and whatnot. So because of that, you've been wanting to get more into the arts, both you doing art, but also like helping other local artists and whatnot, which is part of the reason why when he and I were talking about making the short film was part of the reason why I wanted to reach out to you in general is because I remember that conversation she and I had about that. I
think around that time too, that was one of my goals that year was to collaborate with more people. Mm-hmm. And then like just doing it a little bit with some people, I was like, wow, I want to just do this forever now. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll have my little projects on the side for just myself, but I think collaborating is just where it's at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because like the whole movie thing, like I said, we're like a puzzle and we all like, you know.
You fit in the place. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something, I guess going back to the main topic kind of this podcast is like I feel like everybody that we got to help on this particular project, we've all talked about how we wanted to do more together again, whether it's like a short film or even something larger. And I think a big reason why is just because like we all gel. It just so happens that like we all have gelled together, which was like completely by accident, to be honest. Like that wasn't planned at all. So
No, yeah, that's awesome. We all have to get interviewed.
we have to get interviewed
Yeah, y'all
For
do.
what?
for the
what?
short.
Yeah.
How so? Like, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like get the crew together.
Oh, well, like where to make like a YouTube video or something like that, or
Whatever.
I mean that would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would take a lot of cameras and mics, but I think that could get
That's something we could talk
mean, it's
about
kinda
off the podcast.
yeah. But that's partially why we're doing this podcast. Besides making one finally after, because we want to start, as you can see and hear audio podcast listeners, we're trying to add video to this because people like seeing faces and whatnot. But
Makes sense.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. Something we didn't, a particular person, I feel like, as we're wrapping up here, I feel like Rebecca, who's the main actress that Sim acted against in this film with, however you want to put it, she was really great. She did like a fantastic job. I think you and Rebecca in particular, I mean, it was really throughout the whole thing, but wound up being the first scene that we shot at all, which is like the interrogation scene, which is in the short. It's like in the middle of the short film. That's the first scene we shot. And I think you two did like a fantastic job, honestly. From like a performance level.
Scene? Yeah.
Yeah, from a performance level, I think y'all, especially because y'all hadn't acted with each other at all before then. I think, I just remember because I was manning one of the cameras and I was like, wow, like I guess the word to use is like the chemistry. You played being like scared really well and like not knowing where you were, and she played like kind of like being domineering and like what's the word?
She just made it look
Just
like comfortable and like
Yeah.
fluidy. Like I don't know. It was cool. It flowed.
Yeah, I think that she just played like she clearly in the situation which is like how it's supposed to be in the script. Rebecca understood that the way she needed to play it was like she was the one in power in that moment, and she could like drop her persona.
Yeah.
She made it sexy. No lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Which was something that like was kind of inherent in the script, but Rebecca kind of came in and she was like, "No, like I'm comfortable like doing
That was cool.
more to like to literally show that," which I thought worked out really well.
And I was having a conversation with her before we even started filming all that about like what she should do when she's like doing the whole like monologue thing.
Like walking around him and stuff like that.
She didn't know what to do, so I was just like,
Yeah, the walking around I think worked
do
fantastic.
this, do that, and she did everything. She was very receptive.
One thing, because Sim and I edited this movie, one thing that I noticed that Rebecca like naturally did, and this comes to play because she has like a degree in acting. She like was hit. I didn't really notice it while we were filming because she would keep like hitting her marks. Like she would repeat it. She would do it like slightly differently every time, but she would like on specific lines. Like when I would watch like all the different takes we did, like she would like hit like, and I don't know if she did this intentionally or not, to be honest, but she would like hit a specific like physical location before she would move on to like her next thing she was going to say, specifically when like she was
to, like, edit.
It made it really easy to edit. I mean, granted we had like multicam shooting and everything, but like we could use different like takes from the multicam shooting and it all like cut together really well. And I mean, you didn't move at all besides like, I mean, you did technically, but like you were stuck in a chair. Literally, we literally wound up duct taping you into the chair.
I felt like I had weenie arms because I tried picking you up and I couldn't.
Oh yeah, and I couldn't pick you up because my back was being awful.
Yeah.
Because there's a moment, or it's in the short film.
I think we all ended up picking him up.
Yeah, because there's a moment where like you had to, like while you were literally in real life duct taped to the chair, your character has to like knock himself over, and you actually
how many times
did that.
Did you do that?
What,
It was only like twice.
Yeah, it was like
Twice,
two
right?
or three times roughly. I mean, didn't we do like a practice one where you just, I could be wrong.
No, I think we just went for it. We did like how I was gonna do it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we
yeah,
just
that's right.
went for it because, yeah, we got everything that was. We shot it twice, and every time that we did it was on camera.
I
Yeah.
love those the shots where you get it right on the first shot. It's my
Oh
favorite.
yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I don't know which one it is in the edit for specifically the scene where you knock yourself over, but I do remember that. I remember we were talking about like how you needed to like look around and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
because there was no padding or anything, so we were like, okay, like we need to like make sure that like you needed to understand and we all needed to be on the same page of like, okay, you're gonna do this, this, and this, and then like actually knock it. But and also with Kyle too, because Kyle was the one operating the camera, so we needed to like make sure that like he knew like from a timing perspective like when you were gonna do it, so that he could actually, because he also fell with you
Yeah.
shooting that, so you both needed to in tandem do it, and it turned out really well, honestly, because not only that, but then we had to keep you on the ground for when you were cutting yourself out of your bonds and whatnot.
Smash your arm.
I did.
And then we literally had to cut you out so you could get up. When we finished actually shooting the scene, we literally had to be like, okay, get the knife that we're actually using in the scene and like cut you out of it.
I mean, I was already cut out by the end of it because I cut myself out of the scene.
I meant like your feet specifically. Because your hands were cut out, but like by the time we
shot all of it, me cutting myself out.
Oh. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It gets kind of all jumbled because I've seen so much of the footage everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I think everybody, because we've shown the short film to like our families and friends and everybody that worked on it, and we're wanting to still do like an all together like cast crew showing.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody, I mean, by the fact that it's won honorable mention awards, everybody that has seen the movie really likes it, and is, from my perspective, the vibe I've gotten is people that like weren't as involved in it are kind of surprised at the quality of it, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, only because my brother was like, that is not what I expected.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good, bad.
And he said terrible.
No, he said it was great, and then he wouldn't stop talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when we were at the bar and that was funny.
I felt like he immediately felt like he knew you because he saw you acting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, something that Sim and I were talking about was just that I feel like, because we hadn't made anything in like 6 years, but it's not like we stopped like learning things and whatnot while we were not making anything. And I feel like all of that like came together.
The stars aligned.
Yeah. Because
It was the wrong timeline, maybe. I don't know. That's what it was.
the wrong timeline. Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of was, honestly.
Yeah.
That 6 year period felt like the wrong timeline of
There's
life.
no such thing as the right timeline.
That's why you just jump in.
That's why you just do it.
You just do it. I like that we all have different skills. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of interesting because we're all like personality wise fairly different, which is interesting that like we all gel so well. I mean, like everybody that like was a part of making the movie, literally, even like the extras and whatnot. Like everybody is like so different, and that's been like really nice, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something. Why am I forgetting her name?
Lacey?
Lacey, yeah.
Lacey,
Sorry, I
behind
was
the
like,
scenes.
VXC photography.
For the Instagram handle.
Yeah, the Instagram. Yeah, Lacey, who did like the behind the scenes photos, she did like an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Like with all those like behind the scenes photos that are on like the Instagram page and.
We
and
finally
that,
got past 300 followers. We need more.
Yeah, we do. I need to. Yeah. Yes, I almost wonder if like we should post like the this podcast episode, like link it on the Instagram page for people that want some more.
Yeah.
If you're here because of that in the future, it's because we did that. So yeah.
Or we just cut this part out.
True. But we're at an hour.
Okay.
This is usually when we wrap up the episodes. We try to keep them pretty tight. So
yeah.
Do you have any last things, Crystal? Any last
you
thoughts?
Shout out?
Follow Party Monster Movie.
Yes, there's an
On
Instagram
Instagram?
page
Yeah.
that Crystal has been running the hell out of.
Oh yeah,
Since
that's
like
a whole nother aspect that we haven't given.
we didn't
you
even
enough
talk about
praise for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank
You've done the whole like social media campaign, which has been insane.
Yeah, I got into like an immense amount of attention
Didn't
onto this.
expect that so quickly. Right
Yeah,
off
not
the
at all.
bat, to be honest.
Yeah, not at all. So yeah, follow that. You'll see what we're talking about here on that Instagram page. Follow Lacey's. Follow Crystal first of all because you have your Criterror. You have a couple different Instagram accounts. You have the
I just
artwork one and then the
the artwork is Criterror artwork, and then the other one's just Criterror.
yeah. And that's like your personal slash business account,
And it's just
kind of.
my personality. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'll put like hair, I'll put my pets, places I've gone, friends, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty random.
And then Lacey has her Instagram page, which is VXC Photography, right?
Yeah. Is it 13 or something like that?
We could just
I'll
put
put it
in
up
the
on
bio.
screen
Yeah.
and put it in and link it and whatnot. But I mean, Sim and I have Instagram accounts, but I mean, we're not as cool. We don't post as much and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's more about engaging, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to post too much, but as long as you have some pictures there so you don't look like a weirdo with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you just look up things you like and you just put a fire emoji on somebody's page, or you go to their page and you like a couple of their pictures, you get out and they follow you.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that. And then obviously finding your target audience. So I looked up all the film festival stuff and people who are like big movie buffs, and that group went away. I had a group, I was talking to them for a little bit, but I think they started fighting.
Over what?
That talking shit about movies, bullying in a chat. There's people from like all over the world.
That's wild.
Well, we're going to wrap it up now, everybody. Point is, follow those pages and more if you feel so inclined. And thank you, Crystal, for coming on and being the first actual guest on this podcast, as well
What
as...
a diss to Steve.
Yeah, I know.
Aww.
Well, he's like the third host of this podcast, you and I.
Hi, Steve.
Yes, hi, Steve.
Hello, Steven.
Yes.
Well, I guess with that, I'm Sim.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Crystal.
And
And
we're Wizard Core. Do you want to do it? Wizard Core.
Wizard Core. Little bits.
Little bit.
Oh, I like that.